Please be seated. May I welcome you all to this reconvened meeting of the Council. Could I take this opportunity to remind everyone present that this meeting will be streamed live on a webcast from the Council's website. It is important that meetings are conducted in a safe and fair manner. All persons present at meetings should be treated with courtesy and respect. Behaviours, language or actions that impact public safety, cause disruption to the course of the business at the meeting are not acceptable. Members of the public are asked to note the public meeting protocol available on the seats in the public gallery. And they are also available on the Council's website. And elected members are reminded to observe the Members' Code of Conduct, which provides details of expected standards of behaviour. Apologies for absence. We have received apologies for absence from Councillor Dave Arnott. Are there any other apologies?
Councillor Hussain.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you. At the last meeting, we considered 3 amendments for the role of Mayor, all of which were lost, and we therefore had to adjourn the meeting. For this item of business, I propose that we suspend Council Procedure Rules 13.1 related to notice of amendments, so that nominations for Mayor can be submitted in the Chamber. When making nominations, movers and seconders can also speak on their nominations before other councillors. Is that seconded? Thank you. Can we move to the vote to suspend procedure rules? Please, can members use electronic voting to cast your vote to suspend Council Procedure Rules 13.1 for this item of business? You will have 20 seconds to cast your vote, and when I announce that the voting is closed, there will be no further voting and you will not be able to change your vote. Thank you for voting. Voting is now closed. That is carried. We will now vote on each amendment in turn. So that means you will vote on each nomination after it has been moved and seconded. If it is lost, propose that the meeting, we will now move to Amendment 1 for Councillor Max Woodbine, which we receive in advance. Could I invite Councillor Sam Alandani to move and Councillor Beth Sharp to second the amendment? Councillor Alandani.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Propose the motion. Amendment.
Councillor Sharp.
Second, Mr Mayor.
Does any member wish to speak? We will now move to the vote. Please can members use electronic voting to cast your vote on Amendment 1, which is a nomination for Councillor Woodbine. Again, you will have 20 seconds to cast your vote and I will announce when voting is closed. And there will be no voting after that time. Thank you. Thank you. The voting is closed. The amendment was lost. We will now move to Amendment 2. We will now take Amendment 2 for Councillor Brian Hobin, which we received in advance. Could I invite Councillor Zahid Shohan to move and Councillor Lisa Navesey to second the amendment? Councillor.
Move, Mr Mayor.
Councillor Navesey.
Second, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. Does any member wish to speak? Councillor Hoban.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I didn't speak at the last meeting because I didn't think it was appropriate, but I intend to tonight. And I hope members take this in the spirit that it is not just for my nomination, but for future deputy mayors that may sit in this position. The principle that the mayor belongs to the whole council and the whole borough, not to any one political group, is what shall be in our minds tonight. And I recognise that neutrality is fundamental to this office. Much has been said about respecting tradition and preserving the apolitical nature of the mayoralty. For generations, the accepted convention has been that the deputy mayor succeeds to the office of mayor, and that exists for good reason. It provides continuity, stability and certainty. Others have spoken about the previous system of electing the deputy mayor, which I'm sure most of us will say, or some will, that it was skewed towards the larger parties and didn't give any real form to any independents that stood and were members of this council. I do agree that we need some kind of system moving forward. Electing the deputy mayor to the office of mayor is not about party politics. It's about maintaining a long-established practice that helps ensure the office remains above politics. Neither should it be about personal issues or grievances. Members should also recognise that departing from convention sets a precedent. If a deputy mayor who has spent a year preparing for the office can simply be overlooked, then the door is open for future deputy mayors facing this same uncertainty. And when you've done a year and learnt the role and got to know the constitution and the role, that can be a very difficult time. Many residents find it hard to believe that this issue is being used in such a way, to the point that I've had lots of support from the outside public and for the people that I've met on my deputy mayoral duties. I believe the best way to uphold the traditions of this council and preserve the office of mayor as an apolitical institution is to continue with the established practice and elect a deputy mayor to carry on as mayor. I therefore ask members to consider this while other people are watching what we do in this chamber, and to take my assurance that if you do decide to elect me, I will serve all members and residents with dignity, fairness and impartiality. And I think the way that council is formed at this moment in time, it may be beneficial to have somebody that is non-partisan sat in that chair. So I ask you to vote accordingly and vote for the deputy mayor to step up as mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hoban. Does anybody else wish to speak? Councillor Taylor.
My grandfather was a coalman and he could read, write and speak Latin of all languages and scripts. And there's one thing that he said to me. He said, Faber est, quisque fortunae. And that means to chart your own future. Be the architect of your own future. And my advice to Councillor Hoban is to chart a course as far away from local politics and this chamber as possible. Thank you.
Okay then. Right, okay, Councillor Hoban.
Councillor Taylor, I don't want to get into any kind of debate. I noticed last time that we had the meeting that you mentioned about somebody being elected independent and then turning to or being a traitor to that cause and moving somewhere else. And I wasn't going to mention it, but there is members of your party and you yourself that have stood as other things and now stand somewhere else. I can assure you that I was voted as an independent and I remain an independent. And the course that I chart, whether you like it or not, after 7 years in this place and the work that I've done for my constituents, I will carry on at my convenience and not yours.
Does Councillor Shawhan wish to reply? Right, thank you. We will now move to the vote. Please can members use electronic voting to cast your vote on Amendment 2, which is the nomination of Councillor Hoban. Again, you'll have 20 seconds to cast your vote. When I announce that voting is closed, there will be no further voting and you will not be able to change your vote. Thank you.
Another point of personal.
Amendment 2 is lost and Councillor Hoban would like another point of personal explanation. Councillor Hoban.
It kind of follows on from my last remark. Much has been said about political deals and arrangements in this place, and those who have spent months railing against such things perhaps need to take a long, hard look in the mirror as they do some grubby deals themselves. We've seen plenty of deals made, yet we still find ourselves without an administration and the stability that the residents deserve and you've been voted to this place for. As for me, I have always acted in what I believe to be the best interests of Failsworth, of the borough as a whole,
Mr. Mayor.
and of the victims of whose causes I have fought. I make absolutely no apology for that.
Brian, it's not. Go on.
One more sentence. Others may choose to judge my actions. I know I've acted in accordance with my conscience and the interests of those I was elected to serve at all times.
Well,
Do you want to come back in? No.
thank you.
Sorry, if I'm being asked, sorry, it's a point of personal explanation in relation to something that somebody's just said. In terms of the standing orders, it's not a right to reply, it's not an opportunity to make a speech. I believe it's in the best interest of everybody at the moment to stick to the rules of the council.
Thank you. Right. Moving on then. Does any member wish to submit a further amendment? Councillor Shah? You wish to move?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can I get up to speak, Mr.
Yeah,
Mayor?
no, who do you wish to move first?
Councillor Ken Rustage.
Have we got a seconder? Right, now, Councillor Shah, you can speak.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It gives me great pleasure to rise this evening to formally move the nomination of Councillor Ken Rustage as the Mayor of the Borough of Oldham. Councillor Rustage has throughout his life demonstrated a deep and abiding commitment to the public service, both to his country and to the people of Oldham. His record is one marked by dedication, integrity and a genuine sense of duty. Before his time in local government, Ken served with distinction in the British Army. Rising through the ranks to achieve the position of Major, he embodies the leadership, the discipline and the resilience that come with the military service. His time serving overseas on behalf of our country is a testament to his courage and his willingness to put the interests of others before his own. That experience has clearly shaped the values he brings to the public life today, those of service, those of responsibility and unwavering commitment. Here in Oldham, Councillor Rustage has continued that proud tradition of serving others. In his role as the Council's Armed Forces Champion, he has been a passionate and tireless advocate for our service personnel, our veterans and their families. Throughout his leadership and dedication, he played a central role in helping Oldham achieve the prestigious Armed Forces Covenant Gold Award. That is no small achievement, Mr. Mayor. It reflects a sustained and meaningful commitment to ensuring that those who serve or who have served are treated with fairness, respect and recognition in our borough. Ken's work has strengthened the relationship between the Council and the Armed Forces community, and it stands as a lasting legacy of his efforts to ensure that Oldham is a place where service is understood, valued and supported. Beyond these roles, Councillor Rustage is known across this chamber as a thoughtful colleague, a reliable representative for his residents, and someone who approaches his duties with humility and good humour. He brings people together and he leads by example. The role of Mayor is one that requires not only a sense of civic pride, but also the ability to represent the borough with dignity and warmth. I can think of no one better suited to this responsibility than Councillor Rustage. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor Jabbar, do you wish to speak? Thank you. Anybody wish to speak?
Yes, I'd like to speak.
Okay.
Well, it is my right as a councillor. I just really want to just touch on something that Councillor Hoban said previously regarding the dignity of this role. And one thing that absolutely sickens me in my time in this chamber is the weaponising of certain things, the politicking of certain things. And I think what the former council leader has just shown there, in my view, is a total betrayal of someone who supported her for the past 2 years, and she comes today.
Excuse me.
No, she comes today with a pre-written speech.
We're not speaking to the amendment.
Okay.
We're not speaking to the amendment. Thank you. Anybody else wish to speak on the amendment?
On this amendment.
On this amendment? Yeah, okay. Councillor Byrne.
I wish to nominate myself.
Councillor Byrne, this is speaking on this amendment.
Oh, no.
No.
Wait,
thank
sorry.
you. Yeah.
I thought you were calling me to speak.
Councillor Shard, do you wish to have a right to reply?
No, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. We will now move to the vote on Councillor Rustage. Please can members use electronic voting to cast your vote on the amendment, which is a nomination for Councillor Rustage. You will have 20 seconds to cast your vote. When I announce that voting is closed, there will be no further voting and you will not be able to change your vote. Thank you.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, there's no abstain vote, and this is the second vote we've had where not all of the options have been available.
Does anybody wish to abstain? And we'll make
Does anybody wish to abstain? We'll make a note of that, but I appreciate what you're saying. And we'll...
I think my vote was missed because I was trying to make a phone call.
All right. Yeah, the amendment is lost. Do we? And now I call for further amendments. And have we got any further amendments? Councillor Byrne.
To nominate myself for the position as mayor. I've been in this chamber for 9 years now. I have, during that time, chaired committee meetings, and I have done lots of things. Lots of you know what I have done. I have been chairman of Saddleworth Parish Council a couple of times. I am with the Conservative Party, but I'm Conservative with a small c and a large c, because you can see I offer, with my small party now, I offer no resistance.
Councillor Byrne, no, we need to get a second in that first, please.
Oh, right.
And I'll ask you to speak, give you a chance to speak again.
Okay, well,
Thank
I'll just repeat. I would like to offer myself as mayor of this borough.
Do we have
Thank
a
you.
seconder? Thank you. Okay, Councillor Byrne, now you have the right to speak. Have you anything else to say?
Have I got a seconder?
Yes, you've got a seconder.
Oh, good. Down the seconder.
Councillor Wilkinson. Right.
Yeah, I second the motion, Mr.
Yeah,
Mayor.
I gathered that. You got that. Yeah. I've got that. I'm just wondering that Councillor
Right, I can
Byrne
say,
wishes to carry on.
those who know me and those who don't know me, I think that this is a position I could carry out in this chamber and civically. And I would ask for your vote for me to do this position and get rid of this terrible situation we're in. Thank you.
Councillor Wilkinson, do you wish to speak?
I'd just like to second the motion. I've worked with the council now for several years on different committees. I've always found her to be very honest, straight, non-partisan, so I think she'd be a really good mayoress. Thank you, sir.
Does anybody else wish to speak? No? Councillor Byrne, you have a right to reply.
I just ask that those of you who know me, and perhaps some of those who you don't, know that I'm fairly straight,
trustworthy and would do this with great honour. Thank you.
Please, can we now use the electronic voting system to cast a vote on the amendment, which is a nomination for Councillor Byrne. Again, you'll have 20 seconds to cast your vote. When announced that voting is closed, there will be no further voting and you will not be able to change your vote. Closed. Closed. The amendment is carried. Councillor Byrne, I am delighted to inform you that by consent of the Council you have been duly elected as Mayor of the Oldham Metropolitan Borough for the remainder of the municipal year, and I invite you to join me on the dais to make and sign your declaration of acceptance of office for Mayor in 2026-27 in the presence of the Chief Executive.
Sorry to have to partly turn my back to you. I, Councillor Pam Byrne, having been elected to the office of Mayor of the Borough of the Metropolitan Borough, hereby declare that I will take office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and ability. I undertake to observe the adopted code of conduct in the performance of my functions in that office. Thank you. I'm pleased to announce that my mayoress, my lady mayoress, will be my daughter, Helen Victoria Harrison, who, as I got a telephone call at 5:10 this afternoon about this, I couldn't be expected to get her from Huddersfield and get her here suitably attired. So I'm sure she will meet many of you. Thank you. Right, next page is... right, the Chief Executive... Which end? Oh, you're there. Chief Executive. Well, we'll begin with a laugh and we'll carry on with a laugh. I can if you want. The Chief Executive will now present Councillor Hobin with his framed declaration of acceptance of office of Deputy Mayor for 25-26. And the Deputy Mayor, if he is not the Mayor, will go back to his council seat. Thank you, Brian. We've nobody transferred? Yes, they will. I will now go to agenda item 3. Now we'll take item 3, vote of thanks to the retiring Mayor. Could I call upon Councillor Graham Shuttleworth to move and Councillor Elaine Taylor to second a vote of thanks to the retiring Mayor, Councillor Eddie Moores for his service during the past municipal year. Thank you. Councillor Shuttleworth.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Well, retiring Mayor Eddie Moores, more than 12 months have passed now since I spoke in support of your nomination. Time passed quickly, including your 2-year traineeship. You set the stall out for Mayor Byrne, having undertaken 450 engagements during your term of office. And if you need a reference, then this, for one of your later events in the Mayor's Parlour. When I asked how the evening went, I received this response. Yes, a great session. The Mayor and Mayoress was fab with us as always. You've recognised that there are really some great groups doing wonderful work by wonderful people throughout Oldham who go unnoticed. This sadly, of course, gets lost in the noise of those who only wish to focus on anything negative and seek to bring Oldham down. Your name, of course, is on a plaque, not blue at the moment, I'm pleased to say, outside the loom in the market. And for many years, people look at them as they enter the building and ask, who's that? So there we have it, Mr. Mayor, or Mr. Former Mayor. A seat beside me in this chamber awaits you. If only I knew what I've done wrong to deserve your company. Thank you for your service to Oldham and its residents, Mr. Mayor. It has been appreciated by many. Thank you.
Councillor Taylor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and may I be one of the first to congratulate you on your new role as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. So it really is a privilege to stand here and to second the vote of thanks to our outgoing Mayor, my friend, my colleague from Chadderton, and somebody who I hold very dear in Councillor Eddie Moores. Eddie, when we look back over the past year, I think it's fair to say busy doesn't really quite cover or begin to cover your time. I think every single time I've come into JR Klein's, the first person that I used to see was Eddie, who will be there welcoming visitors, giving tours, and usually rushing between one venue and another, and from one engagement to another, but always with the same energy and commitment. I think what's really stood out is how hands-on that you have been. You haven't just worn the chains of office, you've rolled your sleeves up, whether it was literally packing up the Mayor's Parlour with Kath, or being the very first Mayor to truly showcase the J.R. Klein's building and to bring it to life. You've led by example every step of the way, and you should be very proud of that. Over the year, you've welcomed people from across the world into Oldham, from Hungary, Romania, India, Bangladesh, Japan and beyond, showing them the very best of our borough. You've celebrated some of life's biggest moments too, hosting 14 citizenship ceremonies and welcoming our newest residents as they begin their journey as British citizens. You've also carried out your civic duties with real pride, representing Oldham at events across Greater Manchester and beyond, from the King's Award for Voluntary Service to the King's Birthday Honours. And importantly, you've shown unwavering support for our veteran communities, not just on Remembrance Sunday, but throughout the year, attending over 15 military events and making sure their service is always recognised. Now, of course, no mayoral year would be complete without a memorable moment or two, and I don't think many mayors can say that they were once stuck in a lift for hours with the High Commissioner of Bangladesh. Thankfully, Eddie, we know that you're a good conversationalist and you can keep a conversation going, so it wasn't too awkward. But I think that really does sum up your year, taking everything in your stride with humour and always with good grace. Throughout it all, Eddie, you've upheld the highest standards of respect, dignity and propriety. You've been a credit to the role and to this borough. But we simply cannot talk about your year without mentioning your lovely wife and consort, Kath. And Kath isn't here this evening, sadly, but obviously what we want to say to Kath is that her warmth has also been felt by everyone in this chamber. And I think it's safe to say that Kath's hugs carried many of us through in the Labour group. But together, the two of you truly embody what public service is all about: kindness, generosity and genuine care for others. You're a partnership that many of us aspire to. Through both political turbulence and the cost of living crisis, you've also made a real difference through your chosen charities, raising an incredible £24,000 for Madlow, Positive Steps, Northern Care Charity, Dementia UK, Alzheimer's Society and Make Smoking History. A fantastic legacy that will have a lasting impact. And I know that that is by no means a final figure, and I'm sure that that will increase. But Eddie, we just want to thank you for everything that you've given to Oldham this year. Your time, your energy, and most importantly, your heart. And thank you also to your family for supporting you every step of the way. It has been an absolute pleasure to work alongside you, and I have to finish by saying it's an absolute honour to call you my friend. Thank you.
Does anyone else wish to speak?
Councillor Hoban.
Councillor Hoban.
I'll stand up anyway. Thank you, Madam Mayor, and congratulations on your role. I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Eddie and to Kath, who are obviously not here, for the service they've given over the past 3 years as Deputy and as Mayor. Big shoes to fill after Dr Zahid, and I think you certainly did that, Eddie. Well done. In fact, you've probably worn out a few pairs of shoes with all the events that you've been to. It's been an honour and a privilege to serve as your deputy, and I congratulate you and wish you the best for the future.
Does anyone else wish to speak? I must add my thanks to Eddie for all the time that I've seen him in the last year. We've been at many functions together, and the rate at which he and Kath worked has been admirable. It does require a large amount of energy, I'm sure, and I should like to thank you, Eddie, for being so kind to me whenever I've been to function that you've been at. Thank you. As mover of the motion, does Councillor Graham Shuttleworth wish to reply? No, thank you. Thank you, Councillor Shuttleworth. Right. Please can members use the electronic voting to cast your vote on the vote of thanks on the vote of thanks to the retiring mayor, Councillor Eddie Morris, for his services during the past municipal year. You will have 20 seconds to cast your vote, and when I announce that the voting is closed, there will be no further voting, and over the page, you will not be able to change your vote. The procedure says we should. On again. Thank you for voting. That is carried. And it's on the screen in front of you. The Mayor will invite, that's more I think, the retiring Mayor to make his speech. Could I call upon Councillor Eddie Moores to make his retiring Mayor speech? Eddie?
Thank you, Councillor Byrne, and congratulations on becoming the new Mayor of Oldham. 12 months ago, I was hiding in the Civic Centre, waiting with some trepidation to be found and escorted into the council chamber, because I knew what a demanding and challenging role being the mayor would be. In some ways, I was very lucky. I had served a 2-year apprenticeship, and I knew I would be attending some events for a second time. And I had previously had the privilege of chairing some council meetings during my time as Deputy Mayor, so these experiences put me in good stead for the role. But let's forget the council meetings for now. They are a matter of public record. During my mayoral year, I have been supported by my amazing mayoress, my wife Kath, and apologies from her tonight. She's not too well, so she couldn't make it along. She was going to do, but fortunately was not able to. Without her support, I know that I would not have been able to fulfil the role of mayor. We do come as a team. During the last year, we have had an absolute pleasure of meeting some of the fantastic voluntary organisations, businesses and individuals who are making a positive difference in the borough of Oldham. And we've also had some rather unexpected events, as Councillor Taylor mentioned, and I've had a couple more as well, but I'm holding them back and I will tell you them in private. They are quite funny, some of them, going from road traffic accidents to supporting a resident who asked us to help him when we were on our way back from an event. But we have attended many events in Oldham and across Greater Manchester, giving us the opportunity to learn even more about the fantastic borough in which we live. We are Chadderton residents, and we are proud to say that. We are also proud to say that we live in Oldham. This borough has a great history, one of which its residents should be proud of. So at this point, I would like to offer our thanks to all those people across the borough who have made us so welcome. And I would also like to thank my fellow councillors and council officers for their support throughout the last year and the 2 years before that. And our special thanks, and I will keep saying our because Kath is part of this team, our thanks to 2 people who have navigated us through all the events we have attended. A big thank you to Andrew and Conrad. And I mustn't forget the Mayor's fundraising committee, of which I will stay part of in the coming years. They work tirelessly throughout the year, raising funds for the mayoral charities. And finally, as I mentioned previously, I would not have survived this year without the support of Kath. So thank you to Kath. Although she's not here, I hope she's watching this online. So thank you, every one of you. It's been a great honour and a privilege to be the Mayor of Oldham. And I hope Councillor Byrne enjoys it as much as I did. Thank you.
Sorry, we will now move on to item 4 to appoint the Deputy Mayor for 2026 and 2027. We have received 3 amendments to the report which has been published in the supplement to this agenda, and we will deal with them in the order that they were received. We'll deal with Amendment 1. Could I invite Councillor Maggie Hurley to propose Councillor Aisha Cowser to second? Oh, Maggie Hurley to propose and Councillor Aisha Cowser to second that Councillor Helen Bishop become the Deputy Mayor of Oldham. Councillor Hurley?
Move, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Right. Does a member wish to speak? Councillor Cowser, you're seconding?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, second.
Does any other member wish to speak? No? Right. As mover of the amendment, does Councillor Hurley wish to reply?
No, Madam Mayor, no one's spoken, so no, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hurley. I propose we move to the vote on Amendment 1. Can members use the electronic voting to cast your vote on Amendment 1 for Councillor Bishop? You'll have 20 seconds to cast your vote, and when I announce that the voting is closed, there'll be no further voting and you will not be able to change your vote. Sorry? Do I want to vote? Oh, I think the Mayor should abstain. Right. Right. Thank you. The voting is now closed. Right. The amendment is lost. We will now move on to Amendment 2. Could I invite Councillor Mark Wilkinson to propose and Councillor Sandra Ball to second that Councillor Andrew Brooks becomes Deputy Mayor of Oldham? Councillor Wilkinson?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, I'd like to move that Andrew Brooks becomes the Deputy Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Ball?
Seconded, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Any other members wish to speak? No? As mover of the amendment, does Councillor Wilkinson wish to reply to anything which just wasn't said? We will now take a vote on Amendment 2, which is for Councillor Brooks. They've done it. The voting is now closed. Yes? Right. So the amendment was lost. Amendment 2 for Councillor Brooks has been lost, so we'll move on to Amendment 3. We will now deal with Amendment 3. Could I invite Councillor Elaine Taylor to propose and Councillor Abdul Jabbar to second that Councillor Ken Rustage become Deputy Mayor of Oldham? Councillor Taylor?
Yes, I would like to move Councillor Ken Rustage for Deputy Mayor. I just want to say very briefly that I think Councillor Shah has outlined quite articulately his amazing qualities and why he would be an excellent candidate for this position. Obviously for his unwavering support for our veteran communities, but also I think just because in terms of his personality, he's known to be friendly, very supportive, and I hope that we don't end up in a deadlock situation and people will actually support Ken. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Jabbar.
Seconded, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Any member wish to speak? No? So now we go to voting. Oh, do you want to write a reply, Elaine? Right. We'll now take a vote on Amendment 3, which is for Councillor Rustage. And can members please use the electronic voting to cast your vote Amendment 3 for Councillor Rustage. You'll have 20 seconds to cast your vote. And when I announce that the voting is closed, there'll be no further voting and you will not be able to change your vote. I think not. I think Mayor didn't vote. Right, the voting is now closed. And it's on the screen. Let me see. All amendments are lost. Amendment 3 is lost, as all other amendments were lost. I propose that we adjourn the debate on this item of business. Is that seconded? Thank you. Right. We will now, where are we? We will now take a vote to adjourn the debate on this item. This doesn't mean we leave the chamber, we just don't do it. The members are now asked to use the electronic voting to cast to adjourn the debate on this item of business. Your 20 seconds up. We'll have to learn to count this. Oh, right, I see. Oh, I've got assistance here, electronically. Right. The voting has now closed, and it is on the screen, and that is carried. So, next page. Upon the motion appointing the deputy... Oh, sorry.
Item 19 on page 30.
Oh, we now move to item 19. Tell you what, good job, Victoria. Now we move on to item 5, minutes of the last meeting. Do Council agree with minutes held on the 25th of March 2026? Can members use the electronic voting to cast your vote? Again, you have 20 seconds and with no further voting after that. Okay, right. Thank you. The voting is now closed. A bit like Eurovision, isn't it? Right, that is carried. Right, item 20 on the papers. 20. Oh, item 6. Oh, that says 20 there. Right, item 6 is declarations of interest. Are there any declarations of interest from members in respect of matters to be determined by the Council at this meeting? No? No, thank you. The next item is urgent business. There are no items of urgent business. Item 8, communications relating to business of the Council. We have received notice that former Mayor of Oldham in 1984-85, James Kevin Lydon, who was a long-standing councillor for both Waterhead and Coldhurst wards, has sadly passed away. Could we take a moment's silence? Councillor,
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First of all, can I offer my sincere congratulations to you for becoming the mayor of this great borough of ours. I do hope that you'll have a very enjoyable and successful term of office. Madam Mayor, I pay tribute to former councillor and Mayor Kevin Leyden, who his passing has saddened many across the borough. Kevin devoted many years of service to people of Oldham. He represented both Waterhead and Coldest wards and was a strong advocate for the community he served. I had the privilege of serving along him in Coldest ward and knew him as a dedicated public servant, valued colleague and a genuine friend. In April 1974, Kevin was elected chairman of Environment Committee. After the devastating fire that destroyed the Victorian Market Hall, he helped to lead the creation of a temporary indoor market, enabling traders to return to business. Markets were one of his great passions, and he represented Oldham on several national organizations supporting markets and market traders. His commitment to Oldham markets and the town centre regeneration remains an important part of his legacy. Kevin also served with distinction as Mayor of Oldham in 1984. Throughout his public life, he showed integrity, dedication, and deep sense of duty to the borough and its residents. He will be remembered warmly by colleagues across political parties and council officers and many residents whose lives he touched. His contribution to Oldham, especially the communities of Waterhead and Coldest, will not be forgotten. On behalf of Oldham Labour Group, I extend my sincere condolences to Kevin's family, friends, and loved ones at this difficult time. May he rest in peace. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Jabbar. And I'm sure we all appreciate his time in the chamber here and wish every condolence to his sympathies to his family. Thank you. All right. Right. Oh, this is a great pleasure. Can I take this opportunity to congratulate Oldhamers, Sir Kevin Sinfield, Carl Cox OBE, Lisa Riley MBE, and Alison Brittle BEM on their inclusion in the King's Birthday Honours List. We send them our sincerest congratulations and how proud we are of them. Do we write to them, congratulate them officially? Yes, I think I would like it that this chamber congratulates them on their various successes. And yeah, hope they might come to us. Right, we have a number of councillors that were not returned following the election. As agreed at group leaders, we would have one speaker for each councillor for a maximum of 2 minutes with no extension. Councillor Chowan, could I invite you to speak on Shahid Mustaq?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Congratulations on behalf of all of us. Today, on behalf of colleagues and residents, I want to say thank you to Councillor Shahid Mustaq for his years of hard work, dedication, and service to our residents. Shahid was first elected in 2014, and from the start, he worked tirelessly for the people of Oldham and Alexandra Ward. Over the years, he took the important leadership roles, starting from assistant to cabinet, deputy cabinet member, and in 2018, joining the responsibility for education as a cabinet member. In that role, he built strong relationships with school, colleagues, community partners, and played an important part in delivering the opportunity area program in Oldham. As a cabinet member for children and young people, Shahid helped lead children's services from an Ofsted rating of required improvement to good. That was a major achievement which made a real difference to the lives of children and families across the borough. He also chaired the corporate parenting panel and built a strong relationship with children in Care Council, making sure young people felt listened to and supported and valued. But alongside all of that, Shahid never forgot Alexandra Ward. He worked closely with residents to tackle fly tipping, reducing it by around 80% in some areas, improving neighborhoods, and saving taxpayers hundreds of thousands of pounds. And Shahid, if you're listening, even this week, I got at least 7 emails from the different parts of wards, from Halls to Alts to Hadisha, thanking you for your services and looking for you. So please do get involved. He supported hundreds of residents with issues ranging from housing, antisocial behavior, to schooling, and many other day-to-day problems. He also worked closely with community groups across the ward, helping them continue the valuable work they do for local people. Public service is not always easy, and too often the hard work behind it goes unseen. But today we recognize and thank Shahid for his commitment, care, and energy he has given to our ward and the borough over many years. Shahid, thank you for your service, your friendship. We wish you and your family all the very best for the future.
Where's Councillor Moore gone?
He's up there next.
Oh, I'll have to get used to this. Councillor Moores, could I invite you to speak on Colin McLaren?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Colin McLaren was a very hard-working councillor, and I know he will remain a community champion, but he will be sadly missed for his work as a councillor by residents of Chadderton North and many in this chamber. I first met Colin during the 1980s, when my wife Kath's work meant that we spent most of our time living in Manchester. At that point, I decided to join the Labour Party, so I applied over the phone and was told that somebody would call round to see me. A few days later, who should knock on our door but Colin? So that was the first time I met him. Back in 1989, we moved back into Chadderton, Kath and I, on a permanent basis, and I transferred to the local Labour branch. A few years went by, and then Colin popped up again. He had moved to Chadderton, and we were members of the same branch. So in the 40 years I have known Colin, he was a friend, he was my mentor, and when I was first elected, and I must admit, sometimes a pain. We didn't always agree, but I do think that we worked well together. Colin is still working hard on Foxton Hall, working with the residents groups, and I am sure he will continue doing that. I will miss Colin as ward colleague, but I know he will stay in touch both as a friend and the resident of Chadderton North. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Morse. Councillor Harrison, could I invite you to speak on Chris Goodwin?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and congratulations on your mayorship.
Thank you.
Today I want to pay tribute to my ward colleague and friend Chris Goodwin and thank him for his decade of service representing the people of Chadderton South. Since first being elected in 2016, Chris has been a calm, thoughtful and principled voice, someone who has always stood up for what he believes is right, both in this chamber and beyond it. Chris brought with him a strong trade union background, and you could always see that in the way he worked. He was measured, informed and constructive in debate, but also sharp on his feet. He never sought politics for performance or point scoring. He approached it with integrity, fairness and a genuine desire to improve things for working people. On a personal note, when I became a councillor in Chadderton South, Chris could not have been more welcoming or supportive. He was patient, generous with his time and always willing to share his knowledge and experience with me. Local government can be daunting when you first come in, but Chris always made himself available with advice, reassurance and perspective, and for that I will always be grateful. His decision to stand in Failsworth this time came from a genuine desire to represent the community he now calls home, and I know he would have brought the same commitment, decency and work ethic there as he did in Chadderton South. And while this may mark the end of a chapter in Chadderton South, I'm absolutely certain this is not the end of Chris. People like Chris Goodwin do not simply disappear from public life because communities always need people who are grounded, principled and dedicated. So Chris, thank you, not just for your years of service, but for your friendship, your guidance and the example you have set for those of us fortunate enough to work alongside you.
Thank you, Councillor Harrison. Councillor Jabbar, could I invite you to speak on Abdul Malik?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to pay tribute to former Councillor Abdul Malik and express our deepest gratitude for 15 years' service to this town and particularly to Coldest. Public service is never easy. It demands commitment, patience, resilience, and genuine desire to make a positive difference in the lives of others. For the past 15 years, Councillor Malik has embodied those qualities with distinction. He worked tirelessly on behalf of the residents, supporting local families, championing vulnerable people, and always making himself available to those in need. His unwavering dedication has touched countless lives and strengthened the community he served. Throughout his time on Oldham Council, he has been a strong, respected, and trusted voice for his community, whether addressing housing issues, community safety, environmental concern, or local services. Councillor Malik has consistently approached his responsibility with dedication, professionalism, compassion, and humility. His commitment to serving others has earned him the admiration of residents and colleagues alike. He served with distinction as district lead for Central District, working closely with residents, communities, delivering the meaningful changes and improvement of lives for local people. Through his leadership, determination, and collaborative approach, he helped to build a strong community and leaves behind a legacy that will be felt for many years to come. One of his most significant achievements was the pivotal role he played in securing the funding for the refurbishment of the improvement of West End Street pitch. This project has brought much-needed investment into local sports facilities, creating lasting opportunities for young people and wider community to participate in sports, develop new skills, and enjoy healthier lifestyle. It stands as a lasting testament to his commitment, investment in the future generation. I want to thank him on behalf of the Labour Group and personally the support he has given me. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Jarr. Can I invite Councillor Kenyon to speak on Louis Hamlet?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On behalf of all of our group, I'd like to thank Louis for his dedicated service in Crompton and across the Borough of Oldham. Louis was a titanic caseworker, very popular with the good people of Crompton. He's been tenacious, stubborn and creative in seeking solutions for all of the people in Crompton. Louis was a fierce advocate for Crompton, for Oldham Pride, for adult social services and for neurodivergence. Louis could both charm and frustrate officers and colleagues in equal measures. As a colleague, he was a mine of information about how best to resolve problems for residents. Good luck, Louis, with all your future plans.
Thank you. Councillor Hoban, where do you go? You went there. Could I invite you to speak on Neil Hinsel?
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
I'll have to learn how to not go out of range of this. I can't move this chair. Yeah. Thank you. If you could.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Neil Hindle may have been a quiet person and he shied away from publicity, but he was really committed to his role. Being a councillor is demanding, as I'm sure we can all agree on that. Carrying the role, as well as running a business, is even harder. And there were many times when he would travel from working in the North East or on one occasion on the South Coast to attend meetings and then travel back the next day. In his time as a councillor, he also had to face some serious health issues. But he never looked for sympathy, he would just shrug it off and fight whatever news the doctors threw at him. He really cared for Failsworth and the borough and was never happier than when he'd found funding for a church or local group, or last year when he found some money for planters and hanging baskets in Failsworth. As a colleague, he was steadfast in his loyalty and his principles. He could be stubborn, but he was a fantastic wingman. Sadly, like some in here, he was a Man City fan, but we all have our crosses to bear. Fortunately, I was proud to call him a friend, still am, and he will be missed. Thank you.
Could I call on Councillor Rustage? I know where you are, Ken. To invite you to speak on Peter Davis.
Yep. Thank you very much, Madam Mayor, and congratulations.
Thank you.
I wish to say a few words about my friend and colleague, Pete Davis. Peter worked extremely hard for his constituents in Failsworth West throughout his tenure as a councillor. He helped me and he worked closely with me to help and support all our residents in Failsworth. He was always working hard to achieve more. In particular, he helped secure a new zebra crossing in his ward. And he worked closely with the Failsworth Scout Group to secure funding towards eventually a new scout hut. He helped many local groups, in particular Northern Lily, encouraging our local people to grow fruit and vegetables. He, alongside myself, supported our local food banks. He was a loyal member of both the Labour and Cooperative parties, sticking to the principles of our movements in all he did on the council. I enjoyed working with him in our surgeries and community group in Failsworth Town Hall. Outside of politics, Pete is interested in motorbikes. He has a couple of old Dot British motorcycles manufactured just down the road from Failsworth in the centre of Manchester. And Dot, he told me, stands for, allegedly, devoid of trouble. I do hope he gets more time now to enjoy his motorbikes and keeps fighting for the Labour and cooperative ideals he so strongly believes in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to pay tribute to Councillor Wahid for... Oh, sorry. Yeah. Thank you. I want to pay tribute to Councillor Wahid for his outstanding service as Deputy Leader of the Oldham Group. He has been a tireless worker, a dedicated public servant, and someone who always puts the interests of residents first. On a personal note, he has also been a great friend and source of support to me over the years. His contribution has been immense, and whilst election results can change roles, they can never diminish the respect and gratitude we have for everything he has done. Thank you. Thank you, Wahid.
Thank you. Right. Councillor Arnott is on a holiday. Is anyone to speak on Councillor Arnott? Councillor Woodland?
Thank you. For her service to Royton North Ward and the Metropolitan Borough of Oldham. Christine was a dedicated community councillor and delivered lots for her residents. She also had lots of unfinished business, which I'm sure Councillor Arnott will continue to champion in her absence. They are both in Tenerife and I'm sure having a much more enjoyable time than we are here. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Woodvine. Councillor Al-Haldalmi, could I invite you to speak on Alicia Marland?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and congratulations, and thank you very much to your predecessors as well for their work. I remember Alicia, I knew her before she was even thinking about counselling, because she did so much work in the community, particularly for Groton Residents Association. And it was there a few years ago that she came across to me and sort of said, "Have you got somebody to stand for councillor? I might be interested." And I thought about what she did for the community. I thought, well, she could make a good councillor. And we had a conversation and it went from there. And I have to say, I was very, very wrong. She wasn't just good, she was excellent. She was absolutely excellent. And I learnt so much from her. You know, she, in a very early meeting, was told why she couldn't have something that she was after. And she very calmly just said, well, that's not good enough, is it? And it was just so simple. I'd spent so much time trying to kind of ready arguments, and it was just so simply cutting through and just seeing the obvious path to get to what needed to happen to help someone. And that was just the first example of so many ways in which she taught me to be a better counsellor. And she fought so much for so many people. She committed herself in a way that I don't think I've seen before. and took every opportunity that she could, in every way that she could, to make things better for every individual and collectively for the community in Groton, Springhead and Lees. But then beyond that, she wasn't a politician when she started. She was someone who cared about the community and wanted to take that further. The way that she thrived in the environment of the council and took every opportunity to make herself a great councillor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Charters, now wait there. Could I invite you to speak on Angela Cosgrove?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First of all, I just want to apologise to all the officers in the corner who are still going to be getting emails from Angela. She wrote them all down before she took her phone back. Angela was a councillor for 12 years. She was first elected in 2014, and I think I could rightly say that she was always a St James councillor first and a Labour councillor second. Many times she would speak passionately to the Labour group, arguing against things she didn't think were right, and she would always make her views known. Angela supported residents across the ward, whether it was residents in Shulver opposing the developments on Hodgeclough and Purley Bank, supporting me with residents in Moorside with the issues at Arncliffe Rise, or the, frankly, ridiculous amount of casework she would do in Durka, where she lives and will continue to live, and has done, still is seen as a councillor with lots of people going to see her, giving her a lot of casework, which she's currently passing on to me. I've not spoken to her so much, because every other email seems to be from Angela passing on someone else's case. One of the best things Angela did for our community was the work she did in securing Operation Vulcan in Durka. She spent a lot of time telling Great Manchester Police exactly how bad things were getting with antisocial behaviour, gathering the evidence, and when they listened, they did a lot of very good work, and that's all down to Angela. And I think that no matter what, and no matter what she does in the future, with the Friends of Stoney Lee Park, which she's still a very active member of, I think the work she's done with Operation Vulcan is truly amazing, and she'll be remembered for that for a long time. Thank you.
Thank you. Could I ask Councillor Shaw, and I invite you to speak on Aftab Hussain.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate you in the role. I'm sure you'll do a delightful job and bring class to the role that you're in. I'd also like to thank Councillor Eddie Moores and Councillor Holbein for the service that they've given to the borough as well. And I'm going to really struggle with this one because actually I think if you speak to any member of my group, we don't feel like former Councillor Aftab Hussain has gone anywhere. We're all receiving the casework. The calls at all unreasonable hours, and the knock on the door and he just turns up with residents at your house with casework. I don't feel like he's gone anywhere. But he was a tireless advocate for the community in St Mary's. He knew the ward inside out. We've not had a chance to miss him, and he continues to be a valued member of the Labour family, and he continues to serve. So thank you so much, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Item 9 is the result of local elections. This report is for information. Could I ask members to note this? Agree. Right. Disagree? Yeah. Item 10. Leader of the Council. I have received notification that Amendment 1 from Councillor Elaine Taylor and Councillor Graham Shuttleworth has been withdrawn. And also Amendment 2 from Councillor Al-Hamdani and Councillor Aisha Kuta has been withdrawn. We have received an additional amendment from Reform UK Group, and I propose that the Council suspends Council Procedure Rule 13.1 for this item of business so that we can consider this amendment, plus any nominations can then be made in the chamber. Is that seconded?
I'll second that.
Yeah? It's seconded, yeah. Right.
Can I also make another proposal, Madam Mayor?
Not at this
Not at this point.
Right, okay. Yeah, it is. It is, yeah. Right, okay.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll move on to the vote to suspend the procedure rule, please. Could you do your usual electronic casting? Right. A minute. Oh. All right. Right. That vote is carried. It means that the additional amendment can be considered, plus Council can submit amendments from within the Chamber for this item. We will deal with amendments in the order received. So, Amendment 1 is from Reform UK Group, and then any other amendments from the Chamber. Where do we go to now? Amendment 1. Right. We'll now deal with Amendment 1 from the Reform Group. Could I invite Councillor Lewis Quigg to move and Councillor Mark Wilkinson to second Amendment... What number?
What's that? Madam Mayor, I wanted to propose something before the vote.
Yeah, what is it you wish to say? Or what is it you want to amend?
Just in terms of, obviously we've suspended the council procedure rule, and I just wanted to make a proposal on the procedure for dealing with notice of motions of amendment and Rule 14.6 amendments to motions, and that we use Rule 16.7.1 to elect the leader. If council agrees this, it means that we can take nominations for the position of leaders from the chamber, discuss them all, and then council can vote on multiple candidates directly, which should produce a majority candidate.
Madam Mayor, I'm going to suggest that we allow the Borough Solicitor to explain what is being proposed, because I think given this has been tabled at this point, I think either has...
Yes. I'm very new on this, so the professionals to my right will explain this procedure.
So this relates to a request to suspend the procedure rules, so we need to deal with that first. If that's successful, then we will be voting in relation to an appointment system as opposed to the majority voting. That's the request which they're making. So just for now, we just need to simply vote on whether you agree to suspend the procedure rules or not.
We've just voted on that suspension. Right, okay. So we're going to... Okay.
Got 22.
Madam Mayor, can I just... Sorry, can I just say... We had group leaders this morning for the basis that we were to put amendments forward. I'm not sure. Can you just clarify why we're listening to that now and not before? Because the only amendment that I'm aware of is the one that's come from Reform UK, and I thought we were taking nominations after that. Is that not the case? I'm not quite... I don't know what we're asking for right now.
If it assists Councillor Shah, they can in theory bring forward this motion from the floor, and this obviously affects the reform motion because it's in relation to how it will be counted. So they're requesting to vote on the appointment system rather than a majority. So we just need to simply deal with that first, and then we can go back to that matter.
Sorry, just to clarify, is that just to change the voting system, basically?
Yes, that's correct.
Right, there we go, layman's terms.
Yes. Yes. So you'll be voting on to change the voting system. Yes, that's correct.
That's what we needed to know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, you've got 20 seconds as usual. I can vote myself, can't I? Can't change it. Yeah.
So the vote is lost, so we now go back to reforms.
Right. The vote is lost, so therefore we do go back to the reform amendment. Could I invite Councillor Lewis Quigg to move and Councillor Mark Wilkinson to second the amendment, Amendment 1? And Councillor Quigg will speak.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor, and congratulations on your appointment to the role.
Thank you.
Surprise everyone, reform is going to try and form an administration. Whether it's a minority administration is for the voters of this chamber to decide. What has been clear is the voters of Oldham have given us a mandate across the whole of the borough and not just some of it, clocking up nearly 38% of the vote and with some extraordinary results across the whole of this borough. The mandate for change is quite clear. Things at this council aren't working, so they need to be reformed. I have got behind me a calibre of candidate and councillor who are, quite frankly, second to none. Yes, people have their faults. Yes, people may say things that are stupid, but more importantly, it's about the experience that they bring with them to this council. I have, to the left of me, somebody with the most fantastic experience in terms of accounting, second to none in this chamber. I have people behind me who've served in the fire service at senior level. I have people who've behind me who have been directors at multinational blue chip companies. This isn't just some paper tiger. This is the real deal. This is the change that people wanted. This is the change that the people voted for. And we are clear. Things do need to change. We cannot continue the way that we've been going, and we cannot continue the way things have happened. And that does mean having to look back at past mistakes, but equally getting things right going forward. The basics of this council are not being delivered. Services are failing and things need to be fixed. That is our simple proposal. Nothing fancy, straightforward, common sense, getting on with the job, doing things that the residents put us here to do. There is no fuss in arguing about it now. It's about what we can do for the people of this borough. We have a broad mandate, a mandate from north to south, east to west. It is not something that can be trifled with. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Vox populi, vox dei. It is no wonder people are fed up and how they voted in significant numbers across the board. People who'd never voted before turned out. Extraordinary turnouts at a local election not seen for nearly 2 decades or more. We have been given a mantle to change this borough, and we intend to deliver it. Whether people like us or not as individuals or our party, that's irrelevant. It's about what we do for the people and how we change this borough for the better. And I ask you tonight to support us because we do have the biggest mandate in this chamber. And whether like it or not, the changes next year could be even more significant. And if you block us tonight, then next year make it very clear a vote for reform is a vote for this chamber and this council to change. One way or another, it is coming. Change is coming. Reform is here to stay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Quigg. Could I ask Councillor Wilkinson to speak?
Wow.
Wow.
I can't follow that, can I? I second the motion, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Does any member wish to speak? Sorry. Councillor Taylor? Anyone else?
Councillor Al-Hamdani.
Not, yeah.
I'd just like to offer some words to all the other groups. We're not the green-eyed monster. We agree with you on an awful lot of things, believe it or not. And we all want the same thing, a better Oldham. So I'm asking you to actually consider this motion and vote for Oldham rather than along party political lines. Because change is coming, and it will either be painful change or cooperative change with each other. And that is from the heart.
Thank you, Councillor Taylor. Councillor Al-Hamdani?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you for the speech. It's very straightforward to say that people want change, and that's something that a lot of us have been campaigning for a long time. What we haven't had is anything specific at all. Now, on the time I've been in a chamber, I've done my best to listen to and appreciate what people have said from all parties. I really have. But I haven't heard anything from you other than to say we won the most seats at that election. We should. That doesn't give you a majority in this chamber. It didn't give you a majority of the vote. It would be appreciated if you actually came forward with something constructive about why we should appreciate, why we would think that that would be a good thing. And if that had been said, I'm sure we would have listened, but it hasn't been. And that makes it very difficult to support you in terms of what you've said. I hope that in the future, that kind of approach could be taken and that people can try and find ways to work constructively. But right now, it hasn't been. Thank you.
Does anyone else wish to speak? No, right, thank you. Yeah, Councillor Quigg, would you like a right to reply?
Yes, thank you very much, Madam Mayor. Councillor Al-Hamdani, we've just spent an election fighting over ideas of what we'll put forward, and we have made clear in some of what we've said what we want to do, and it's about fixing the basics, which, correct me if I'm not, is something you agree on yourselves as a group. But that does take us to a point where we have to get it right. There's so much about this borough where we all want to change direction for the better. It's how we get there. Our proposal is basically to work with people across party lines to get it across, because we are a minority administration if we were to be lucky to be elected. But the point being is we have to make change happen, and as a group we want that change to happen quickly and as fast as possible. That is about being more transparent. That is about going back and checking where we've done things right and where we've done things wrong. And we can more than happy to go into great detail about it. But at this moment in time, we have a vote to make to form an administration, because this council has effectively been rudderless since May. Whether we like it or not, right or wrong, we have got an opportunity now to change things and put an administration in place. You can hold us to account because we do not have a majority. That's quite clear. But we can do that by working together with everyone, or you can work against us and vote us down. That's completely up to you. But we are here to deliver the change that we so desperately need in this borough. And that's down to yourselves and all the other parties in this chamber. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Quigg. We will now take a vote on Amendment 1. Please can members use the electronic voting to cast your vote amendment for Councillor Quigg to be leader and Reform Ukraine group to form a minority administration. Yes, I'm afraid the amendment is lost. Right. Are there any further amendments? No. Right. And we have no further amendments. Therefore, I propose that we adjourn the debate on this item. Is that seconded? Yes, it is. Thank you. And are we taking an electronic vote on the seconding? No? Yes, we do.
We're taking a vote on the adjournment.
Yeah. Oh, right. We're taking a vote on the adjournment. That doesn't mean to say we'll leave the chamber. Just means to say we'll vote again. Yeah. Right. No, this one's mine. Yeah. Right. Are we finished? Yes, we have. And the vote is carried. Thank you for voting. Oh, sorry. I've got a different script. Sorry about that. The appointment, this is what we're on. Yes. Item 11. The appointment of Deputy Leader, Cabinet Members and Deputy Cabinet Members and allocation of portfolios and delegation of executive functions.
This is confusing.
It is confusing. I propose we adjourn the debate on this item. Is that seconded? Yeah. Can we move to a vote? Electronic voting is again there. Page 41. Right. Right. That. Yes, that vote is carried. So item 12 is, I propose we adjourn the debate on this item. Is that seconded? Yes. Can we move to the vote on that? Hmm? Yeah. Are we on this one next? Yes. Thank you. That is carried. Item 13 is appointment to committees and composition of political groups. The Council is asked to agree the membership of committees as circulated, and could I ask for someone to move and second under Council Procedure Rule 14.9b to delegate recommendation... to delete recommendation E in the report that Council appoints a chair and vice chair of each of the various committees for the 26-27 municipal year, as detailed in Appendix 1, except for the Appointments and Appeals Committee, and appoint a district lead and deputy district leads for the North and East districts. The meetings of the committees will appoint their own chair for the duration of the meeting until Council make the appointments. Is that moved? Is that seconded? Does any member wish to speak? Well, right, we'll move to the vote. Electronic again, fingers at the ready. 1 minute. The voting is now closed and it is carried, the voting carried. Item 14 is appointments to outside bodies. I propose we adjourn the debate on this item. Is that seconded? Yes. Can we move to the vote on that? Right, that is carried. Right, are we on page 44 now? Item 15 is the council meetings and council calendar. Does council agree that meetings of the council in 26-27 municipal year will be held on the dates shown as printed on the summons and approve the calendar of meeting as circulated? Does the Council recommend that approval of any outstanding dates or changes of dates will be delegated to the Chief Executive in consultation with the group leaders? We move straight to the vote. And can you use your electronic system as usual? With 1 minute. Oh, you only get 20 seconds. Oh, well, you can't have a minute then. Have you all voted? Come on. Be sharp. Yeah, right. Oh, yes, it's up now. 20 seconds. Oh, well, I mean, a minute's a long time. Thank you. The voting is now closed, and that vote has been carried. Right. Item 16 is the Council Constitution. We've received an amendment from Reform UK Group, which is in the supplementary pack. Before we consider the submitted amendment, I propose to move the report. Is that seconded? Yes? Yes, thank you. For this item of business, I propose that we suspend Council Procedure Rule 13.1 so that this amendment can be considered. Is that seconded? Yes? Can we move to the vote to suspend the procedure rule? Not 1 minute, 20 seconds. That vote is carried. Which one? Which one? 36. Oh, glad I'm really not doing Macbeth. Right. That vote was carried. Councillor Quigg, could I ask you to move, and Councillor Barnes to second your amendments?
I'll move, Madam Mayor, just to say that this has only been put forward given the difficulties that we've had in obviously appointing a mayor for this municipal year, and obviously going forward it may be something that comes up again and perhaps again in the future. So this is something in the spirit of trying and fix a problem that's occurred also readily following changes in the previous years. So that's how I'm going to end it on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Quigg. Is Councillor Barnes going to second the amendment?
Happy to second, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Barnes. Does any other member wish to speak? Oh, Councillor Darley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I appreciate the efforts in this direction. I'm not sure that I see creating two roles that then have to get through council is necessarily the right solution. As an olive branch, I suggest that we send this to scrutiny so that we can consider it, and whether this or any other approaches to create a solution to overcome this, rather than a specific vote on this right now, would be a constructive way of allowing everybody to participate and overcome the problems that have happened this year. So I'd like to propose that, please.
Sorry, just to clarify, is that to amend, or do you wish me to move it to scrutiny, or do you wish to move it to scrutiny?
I believe I can move to scrutiny from the floor, so...
Is that clear, Madam Mayor? Are we allowed to do that? Yeah, just about 7.
This is a vote on moving that proposal to scrutiny.
Right, we have a proposal now to move it to scrutiny. So can I ask for your votes for this? What? Right, can I ask you to explain that? Yes.
So, yep, thank you. So that's been carried, and it's going to go to the Governance and Resources Scrutiny Committee in particular. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Right, which bit am I up to? done that one. Have we had that right to reply? Are we on?
Item 17, sorry. Councillor Hoban, I think.
Oh, sorry, Councillor Hoban. I missed you.
Sorry, just for clarity, would that then come back here for a vote once it's been to committee, or did it get agreed at committee? Come back here?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, tell me what page you're on. Reform amendment has been debated. Has it been debated? Have we debated it? As a mover of the amendment? All right.
Are we voting on the substantive report now? Yes. Yeah. So what page are we on? To reaffirm the Constitution. Yeah.
Which page?
So it's as if the amendment has fallen. So 1 second. So if we move on to page 48. It's 47.
47. I do apologise for the wait.
It's a very complicated script.
Yeah.
It's 47.
47. Right.
So the amendment's been moved to scrutiny. We'll now move to consideration.
Right. The amendment has been moved to scrutiny, and we will now move to consideration of the original motion. Does any member wish to speak? No?
Madam Mayor, can I clarify something? Sorry,
yes, Councillor.
With your permission, Madam Mayor. I think my understanding was that he moved a motion and that's been amended. Is that not the case?
If it's gone to scrutiny, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't come back till next week.
Yeah, so we don't need to debate that motion then, is it?
No, we're not on the original. So we're on to the original report of the Constitution.
Yeah.
All right.
We need to reaffirm that. Otherwise.
Effectively, the
Do you wish to reply, Councillor Quaig? Thank you. Do we have to vote again?
We do.
Oh, to reaffirm the Constitution, yeah. Right, that is carried. Right, the voting is closed and that's carried. Yeah. Right, item 17, yes?
Just as a point of order, we didn't see the full vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we recall it?
Just for the because for the record, what appears on there then goes into the minutes of the council as was approved by the council. So if it doesn't show, we don't have that record that was agreed.
If it assists Councillor Al-Hamdani, it's 54-4 and 1 abstention.
Thank you. Is that okay, Councillor Al-Hamdani?
Well, we'll take what we can get.
Yes, okay. Right. Notice of administration business? However, there are none received. Item 18, notice of opposition business. We don't have a leader, so I propose we adjourn this tonight. Is that moved? Is that seconded? Do we have to vote? Again?
On the adjournment, yeah.
Yes? On the adjournment for that?
And then 51.
Yeah.
Is this okay with you? We need to check.
Right, voting has now closed. And where are we now? The vote is carried that we adjourn that item. I've got all these red bits here. I propose that due to the number of items where the debate was adjourned, the meeting be adjourned and we will reconvene. Is that right? 22nd of June, yes, we will. We will reconvene on the 22nd. No, I won't be here. I'll be in France.
There you go. I was just saying, if you check it.
Granddaughter's getting married, and I'm not cancelling it, not for the chamber. So I will be back on the 30th, but so any time after the 30th. Well, yes, we could do that. I'm sure it can be arranged.
No, why we've got...
Right. Do we agree that we can move the date to when I return from my granddaughter's wedding? Yes. Thank you very much. Do we have to vote on that? No, right. Hey, we can go to France. Yeah. Right. No. I've got nothing else on my...
That's it. Thank you.
Oh.
The end of your first meeting, Bob.
Well, that is the end of my first meeting, and the time is 8:05, members. Well done.